The Endsars protest. When the cries of the oppressed become louder than the drums of celebration, a nation must pause and listen. Dear fellow Nigerians, grace and peace be with you. I write this epistle with the weight of memory pressing upon my heart to recall a time when the voice of a generation rose in unison against oppression, when the streets of our nation became altars of courage and pain, and when hope wore the colors of green and white, drenched in tears and blood. The Endsars protest was not born in a day. It was conceived in years of silent suffering. For over a decade, the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, a unit of the Nigerian police force, had become a symbol of terror rather than protection. Those sworn to defend the people turned into predators of the youth, extorting, brutalizing, and profiling young men and women for the way they dressed, the cars they drove, or simply for owning smartphones and laptops. The streets whispered of injustice long before the world heard our cry. Then, in October 2020, the silence broke. A video surfaced showing yet another act of brutality, and the hearts of young Nigerians ignited with a fire long contained. From Lagos to Abuja, a peaceful wave of protest swept across the land under one simple yet powerful banner: Endsars. It was more than a movement. It was a rebirth of civic consciousness. For the first time in a long time, young Nigerians spoke with one voice, demanding not only the end of a rogue police unit, but also the birth of a nation where justice, accountability, and human dignity would no longer be negotiable. The protest was leaderless yet organized, decentralized yet united. Food vendors became heroes, medics became angels, and the Nigerian flag became a symbol of both resistance and faith. But every movement that challenges power meets resistance. On the 20th of October, 2020, at the Lekki toll gate, the peaceful chants of unarmed protesters met the barrel of guns. The air that once echoed with songs of freedom turned heavy with screams and silence. Blood stained the flag. Bullets silenced the voices that only sought to be heard. That night became a scar etched into our national memory, a reminder that, even in democracy, tyranny can wear familiar faces. In the aftermath, the government announced the disbandment of SARS, and panels of inquiry were set up across states to investigate cases of police brutality. Yet, many believe justice was neither swift nor complete. The protests eventually faded, not because the will of the people broke, but because fear, disinformation, and repression forced the movement into quiet reflection. Still, Endsars did not truly end. It lives in the consciousness of a generation that will no longer accept silence as peace or oppression as order. It awakened a new political awareness, one that continues to shape civic participation, elections, and public discourse. Dear compatriots, the struggle for a just Nigeria continues. We must remember the names of those who fell, not as victims, but as martyrs of a nation still in search of its soul. May their courage remind us that freedom is never free, and may their dreams urge us to keep building the Nigeria they envisioned. One tweet, one protest, one vote at a time. Yours in truth and hope. Equity as citizen who still believes in a better Nigeria someday.